guys, welcome to the tutorial of the gear cube. The method that I will show you to solve this is one that I came up with myself. I did not copy it from anyone. There probably won't be any other methods like this, but I hope you learn from this. The gear cube is an interesting puzzle which looks complicated to many people when the gears turn and the layers turn at the same time, but really it isn't that complicated. I've had some friends that are non-cubers that can solve this just by playing around with it. It looks difficult, but it's really not that hard, and you can learn to solve it pretty easily. I average under 10 seconds with my method, so I think you'll be able to get pretty fast times with practice. The first step to solve this gear cube is to get all the corners on one side. Now, the gear cube is an interesting puzzle because if you get all the corners solved on one side, then all the corners on the other side will automatically be solved. You can figure out how to solve the corners by yourself pretty much because it's really easy, like just a few moves and you can get one layer. Now it's really important that when you get these corners in, this sticker is matching with this sticker as a bar, and the same with this side and this side. So all these are solved. As opposed to this, where those aren't matching, those aren't matching, those aren't matching, and none of them are matching. So, whoa, that's lucky. Yeah, you'll get a lot of luck with the gear cube. So you need to make sure that there's bars all along here to be able to solve it. I have no idea how I solved that just now. If you're really struggling with getting the first layer of corners, then here are a few tips. Two corners will always be in pairs. There's going to be a pair here, a pair somewhere else, here. And all you really need to do is to put a pair on this side and a pair on that side, so you can just simply move it up like that. Sometimes you'll get a case where it's opposite. The pair is opposite to each other, but you just do a U. And it's really simple. So if the corners are ever on the bottom, it's really simple that you can just put it up to the side. If they're still incorrect, rotate the top and then match them up. Here are a few examples of what you could come across, but it's really simple that you can figure out yourself. The next step to solving the gear cube, after you have got the corners on the first layer, is to get these edges up on the top layer. Now, when I said that the gear cube was lucky a lot of the time, what I meant was that most of the time, you'll already see white edges up here, just not in the correct orientation. Now, for this step, all you want is to get the white edges in the top here. And note that the edges, either on the bottom or the top, are always pairs across from each other, not next to each other. So, if this one's up, then that one's up. If this one's down, then that one's down. Get what I mean? So, the short, simple algorithm to get these edges up to the top is you position it so the two edges that you want to get to the top are on the bottom, one in front of you and one back there. And then you do R prime, D2, R prime. And as you can see, this edge is up and this edge is up. Even though it's not in the correct solving position right now, that's what you want to do for this step. So that's all good. And if these two edges were down on the bottom as well, you could simply put it in the right position and do that again. But most of the time you'll be lucky and it will be already up there. Pretty much the final step to solving the gear cube is to solve these edges up on the top layer. Because once you've solved the whole side, automatically the rest of the cube will solve. So that's really good. So basically, now that you've got all the white edges up on the top layer, you need to position them correctly so that they're oriented and permuted correctly. To solve these top edges, the position the algorithm needs to be in is facing the white side towards you, or whatever side you're doing. So if I was going to do these two, then I would face the white side towards me, because you solve the two edges across from each other at once. And this, unlike the other one where it's back here in front, it's going to be on the left and then on the right. So if any edge is unsolved, which is all of them in this case, then you put the white towards you, or whatever side you're solving, which is white for me, and then you do L prime, and then this is important, this is where you need to watch out. You do L prime, so as you can notice the white center's up there and the other bar's on the back. You need to look at this bar over here, and you turn the top layer until this bar is fully solved with the edge in place. So there we have it. See, all of that is all solved, and we did an L prime in the beginning. Now we do an L back, and as you can see, this edge and this edge, because we do them across from each other, are solved. Now obviously once you solve this edge, like I said before, because they're in pairs, this edge will solve as well. And that also means that edge is solved, and that also means that edge is solved, which is pretty funny. But focusing on the last two edges, like I said before, hold them across from each other, hold them with the white facing you, and do exactly what I said before. L prime, holding this position still here, looking at this bar, turn the top layer, nope, until, nope, the bar solves. Still no, no, keep going, there, it's solved. So you'll be able to do this really fast with practice, and simply L, and you've got the whole side solved. And you know what that means, the whole opposite side is solved as well. And you might think that these last four edges are going to be difficult, but all you do is turn it. And you keep turning it, and you keep turning it, and you keep turning it, and you just solve the gear cube. Feel free to replay that video for any bits that you didn't quite understand fully, and make sure you memorize those algorithms. So for a quick example solve of what I might do in a solve, would be something like this. If you see that the corners are diagonal in the beginning, and you're worried like they're not next to each other, what do I do? Then just play around with it. Do one turn and you'll find that two match up. This can all be done with just playing around and practicing, and you'll easily be able to get it. So just turn it somewhere, line the bar up on the side, turn it to correct these corners, and put it up. As I said before a million times, you can just figure out how to get that yourself. If you can't get it, just keep trying. So lucky these two pieces are already up. Algorithm for these two, front and back. Oh, see how I said before it was going to be lucky? They solved already. And now, across from each other, white facing you, this algorithm, L prime, turn it, make sure you keep the right bar here and you watch. Solved. Put that up, and keep turning it, and it's solved. With practice, you can easily get under 20 seconds with this method. I can get under 10 seconds, but I have a bit of experience because, you know, I made up the method, so I must be pretty good at it. And now I will show you a few of my solves. watching this tutorial on how to solve the gear cube. I hope you learned, and if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments and I'll try to answer them. Please share this to anyone who might want to know how to solve the gear cube. So see you guys next time.